Okay, starting with the first question over here. The cost of a ticket to watch a basketball match is $67.6. The total money received from ticket sales for one match is $1,183,000. Find the number of tickets sold for this match. Now, for this one, the cost of a ticket to watch a basketball match is this. And the money generated from that is this. So we just divide it to find the number of tickets sold for this match. So 1183 divided by 67.6. Have the access to your calculator? Let me see as well if I can. Yes. Okay. The answer given over here is 17,500. Let's see, verify. Yes, 17,000. Next one, the cost of one ticket at this much amount is 4% more than the cost of one ticket last year. So they are comparing it to last year. Whenever we have a comparison of something, we can always make use of proportions, right? So the cost previous year, that is, let's say we don't know, that is X dollars. And whenever we are talking about the original, the previous, right, value, it will always be representing 100%. And the new value, which is 67.60, right? This is the new value, the current value. This will be representing 4% more. So 100% was the previous one. 4% more in that 100%, we have 104. Now cross multiplied, and we have to find the answer. That should be 67.6 times 100 divided by 104. 65. Next, the number of seats in the basketball stadium is 2545. The number of seats sold for the first match of the season is 19,340. Sarah, which is this you joining from the other account? Yes, Sarah? Sarah? Okay. Yes, Sarah, which is this your account?
Yes, sir.
Now, what were we saying? Yes, calculate the percentage of the seats in the stadium that are sold. So percentage, if you want to find the percentage of the seats in the stadium, we have to use that number. So number of seats sold, 19,340. Divided by the total number of seats, right? That will be 20. 545 times 100. So we have 19,340. Always check the screen of your calculator. You might miss a number and you can mess up your calculation. 94.13%. A team plays 41 matches. For the 41 matches, the mean number of seats sold per match is 16,440. The total number of seats sold for the first 21 matches is this much. Calculate the mean number of seats sold per match for the last 20 matches. Okay, Sarah, will you read it out properly? And then I'm going to ask you if you understood this or not. Read it carefully. Yes. Done reading?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, how can we do this? Have you any idea? Yes, no, anything?
Mm,
Okay, tell me. This is the formula of mean, right? Focus, which is Sarah. Okay, Sarah, this is the formula for mean. Sum of observations over total number of observations. Over here, if I want to sum up all the observations, how many observations are there in total? Like how many? We are obviously talking about how many?
20.
No, the total.
It's three.
We are obviously
29,000.
we are obviously talking about matches, aren't we? Right?
Yes.
So how many matches were there in total?
21.
Read the statement again. What is the first line saying?
41 matches.
41, right? So there were total 41 matches. If I want to figure out the observation, the sum of observations, that means we have to see if they have given us the total number of seats sold for the first 21 matches is this much. The total number of seats sold for the first 21 matches is this. That means out of 41 matches, they have given us the data for 21 matches. How many is left? How many matches we don't have the data?
19.
There were total 41 matches.
20.
Yes, 20, right? So mean number of, I'm just going to rewrite the same formula, but with in relation to this question. So mean number of seats sold for 41 matches. You don't have to write in such detail, but I'm just writing so that you can understand. So the total number of seats sold for 21 matches. Do we have the data for this? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. and then plus the total number of seats. Sold for 20 matches. Now we have the value for this data. We don't have the value for this data. So let's call this X, right? And then we have the total number of matches, the total observations. So let's plug in the values. The mean they have given to us is 16,440 is equal to. For the first 21 matches, they have given us information, which is this. For the first 21 matches. So 329,000 plus X. We don't have the data for this. Divided by 41, the total number of matches. So when we multiply it, cross multiply it, this will be 16,440 times 41 minus 32,900. Yeah. So this is the value of X. X is equal to 345,040. Now, do remember कि X का मतलब क्या था? What was the meaning of X? X was the total number of seats sold for 20 matches. And what are they asking us? They are saying calculate the mean of the seats sold per match for the last 20 matches. So to find out the mean, for last 20 matches, again, the same formula, sum of observations. Now we have the value for 20 matches divided by, should I do 20, 21 or 40? Yes, 21, 20, all right? So the same value divided by 20. 17,252. Is that clear? I've got some answers, but yes. Good. Amar, which is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The table shows the salaries of 3 basketball players. Find the difference between the salaries of Tristan and Stephen. So, and do we have to answer in standard form? Have they written anywhere? No. Right? So you can write it as it is. Even if you are writing it in standard form, that is also fine. Right? So work it out. This should be the difference between the salaries of Tristan and Stephen. So Tristan, which one is greater value? This is the greater value. 3.64 times 10 to the power of 7 minus 8.27 into 10 to the power of 6. So when we do this, we have 2.813 times 10 to the power of 7. That should be our answer. The total Joe earns is his salary plus a bonus of X. So whatever is he is earning is his salary plus a bonus of X. The total he earns is 102.5% of his salary. Calculate the value of X. So Joe So the total Joe earns is his salary plus a bonus of X. So what is his salary? 4.29 times 10 to the power of 6 plus a bonus of X dollars. This should be equal to the total he earns is 102.5% of his salary. So 102.5 percent of his salary. Now, x should be equal to, let's multiply that first. My grants 102.5%. Times 4.2629 into 10 to the power of 6. Wait, let me use this calculator, the other one.
Mhm.
10 to the power of 6. So we have 4397, 250 for this one, right? Minus, we have this value. We will get the value of x. So this should be 107,250. Okay. Question number 2 over here. The temperature at midday was recorded at 10 different heights on a mountain. The results are shown in the table. This over here. Now, they have drawn 5 values, the data for 5 values, and we have to plot the other 5. So, just do remember this. These are the values at x. These are the values at y. So when x is 100, the height is 100, the temperature is 3.5. Now we also have to remember this, that how many units are being represented by one box. So if 10 boxes are representing 250, then one must be representing 25 using proportions, right? So this will be 100 over here at the 4th box. So 100 over here and 3.5. Then 1250 and negative 4.6. 1250 and negative 4.6. Then we have 1450. 1350 and 1450 and negative 6.4. This one. Okay. Next, do you have any? Yes, 1125 and negative 4. 1125. So I'm just marking it as well so that you have a good idea where am I putting the values. Now, 1125, 100 and 25. 1125 over here. 1125 and negative 4. Then 1350 and negative 3.8. So we have 1250, 1350 and negative 3.8. Everyone share your scatter plot with me. Those who have done it, share your scatter plot with me. Be quick. Yes, Ismail, you can. You should. Describe the type of correlation shown in the scatter plot. If you remember, I told you people, do one thing. Whenever you are dealing with such kind of graphs, always think of the relation. Yes, good. Smile good. Okay. Left to right, downwards. Left to right, if the line is moving downwards, then the gradient is negative, right? So is the correlation. If this would have been upwards, the gradient is positive, so is the correlation. So just remember it by that. So यहाँ पे हमारे पास this is negative correlation. As the whole graph you can see, it's in a downward trend. इस तरीके से आप लोग को नजर आ रहा है सारे पॉइंट्स नीचे की तरफ जा रहे हैं. Draw a line of best fit on the scatter diagram. So I'm just going to draw a line of best fit. Now it should be a line which will touch as many possible points it can, and then the rest of the points it will balance about above and below the line. So let's draw a line, and then I'm going to try to balance it out. So you place your ruler and watch from above. So if you can see, in the middle, it is touching 4 points, and there are 3 points above this line and 3 points below the line. Okay, so for me, this is the best fit line. आप लोगों की थोड़ी सी वेरी कर सकती है, लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा फर्क ना हो. For example, if you draw a line like this, just touching these 3 points, ignoring the rest, that is not right. If you are just touching the above 3 1 and ignoring all the others, that is not right. Okay. Okay. Another reading is taken at a height of 1000 meters. Use the line of best fit to estimate the temperature at this height. So at 1000, let's see. So we have negative 2.5. And these values will be marked accordingly the way you draw the best fit line. Okay. Switch on your cameras, everyone. Be quick. Switch it on. जैसे ही मैं यहाँ पे थोड़ा मसरूफ हो जाता हूँ, फौरन आप लोगों के कैमरास बंद हो. Switch it on. मोहम्मद आमिर, राफिक, सारा, switch it on जल्दी. Okay, the table summarizes the times taken by 80 adults to climb the mountain. Sarah, which is switch on your camera, be quick. Calculate the estimate of the mean. Estimate of the mean. Remember this. Range, you have a data in a range form. Wait, let me fix this. Can you see the screen?
No.
Okay, whenever you have data in range form, जिसको हम कहते हैं कंटिन्यूस डेटा। इस तरह की रेंज इंटरवल्स क्लास इंटरवल में whenever you have such kind of data and they ask you about histogram, you draw a class width row. Class width column or row, right? But if they ask you about mean, then you won't be using class width, you will be using midpoint. This is a confusion. Midpoint. Range की form में data, histogram, class width, mean, midpoint. Okay. So over here, I have to figure out the midpoint of it. So midpoint is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So the midpoint over here, that will be considered as the value of x. 6.5 and 5.5, it is 6 over here. 7.5, this is 7 over here. 8 plus 8.5 and divided by 2, 7.75. 8.5 plus 8 divided by 2, 8.25. And this is 10.5 plus 8.5, 9.5. This is your midpoint. Now, to figure out the mean time, we have to use the formula sigma fx over sigma f. That means sum all the fx values divided by the sum of all the frequencies. So fx you can find by multiplying the column, the row of frequency with the x. 6 times 8, that is 48. This over here, 105. 7.75. 75 times 20. 115. 115. This is a using this calculator, I guess. No, third account. Okay. 155, 8.25. Okay, I'll do it over here. 8.25 times 23. अगर आप लोग कह रहे हो कुछ आप लोग मुझे साथ साथ वैल्यूज बताते रहो. 8.25 times 23, that would be 18. 189.75. This should be 9.5 times 14, that is 133. Okay. So sum all these values. Divided by the total of frequencies, which is 80. So the answer given over here is 7.88. Show some working 3 marks question hote hain, working, they will ask you about that. Okay, second part. A histogram is drawn. See, over there, we figured out the midpoint. Now, we have to figure out the class width. So let me copy these values. Now I'll be making a row for class width because they have mentioned a histogram and we are dealing with the range values. So class width and class width is upper limit minus lower limit. So 6.5 minus 5.5, 1. Then again 1. Then 0.5. And then 0.5. And then 2. Right? And we have to work out another thing, frequency density. Frequency density is frequency over class width. So frequency over class width, 8. 15 by 1, 15. What are they asking? Calculate the height of the bar representing 8. Height is greater than 8 and less than equal to 8.5. So they are concerned about this portion. So that should be 23 by 0.5. Okay. So the height of the bar will be represented by the frequency density. Yes, Ismail, which asked?
7.9 सही है ना?
Can't hear you, which can't hear you. थोड़ा सा a bit louder.
सर आपको मैसेज कर दियो.
अच्छा, क्या मैसेज किया? आंसर?
मैं कह रहा था कि 7.9 सही है ना?
7.9, it's fine, लेकिन they encourage 3 significant figure. If you can give the answer to 3 significant figure, that is very good. Okay. So 3A, triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle with PQ is equal to QR. The exterior angle of the triangle is 142. Okay. Calculate angle PQR. So PQR. Obviously, we have an isosceles triangle, so this angle is equal to this angle. Okay. And what is that angle? This X should be 180 minus 142. There are no reasons required, so you can just directly write it 38 and 38 over here. Now PQR, obviously we are dealing with a triangle, that should be 180 minus 38 minus 3, which is 104. Next, the diagonals of trapezium ABCD meets E show that the triangle ABE is similar to triangle CDE. Give a reason for each statement. Now you have to give reason for every step you are making. Okay? Now, to show the triangles are similar, I have 2 options. What are the 2 options? A ratio of corresponding sides is equal. Obviously, you can't see any length of any side. So we are not using this. Okay, when we are not using this property. We should be focusing on that corresponding angles are equal. So we have to match and see if we can figure out that all the angles in triangle ABE are the same as the angles, the corresponding angles of CDE, right? So let's see. When we have this and this as parallel lines, we can work out things. So for example, this line over here, this is called a transversal. And the shape you can see is kind of a Z shape, right? So this angle must be equal to this angle. Okay. I'm marking it. This angle over here is equal to this angle. And the reason I'm going to give, don't say Z angle, just say BAB AB is equal to EDC. Why? Alternate angles. Then we have another one. Again, this time, this is the transversal. So I can say that this angle over here is equal to this angle. Again, a Z shape. So that should be BAE. is equal to ECD. Again, alternate angles. And lastly, one angle left. Either you can say third angle in a triangle, or you can say vertically opposite angles. So A, what was that? F, E, sorry. AEB is equal to DEC. And what is that? Vertically opposite angles. Right? Next, question number 4. Two of the factors of 50 are square numbers. One of the square number is 1. Find the other square number that is a factor of 50. So you have to see that which numbers can divide 50 completely and select the square numbers from it. So it's not that difficult. We have square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, then 9, then 16, then 25, then 36, then 49. So you can obviously see that the only two numbers which can divide 50 is 1 and 25. B bar. The number A and B are written as a product of their prime factors where X and Y are positive integers. X and Y are positive integers. They are not negative integers. Find the highest common factor of A and B in terms of X and Y. Switch on your cameras. Do not switch off your cameras machine. Switch it on. Switch it on. हर क्लास में आप लोगों को बताना पड़ता है. Switch on your cameras. Sarah, Mohammad Amir, switch on your camera. Sarah. Okay. So this over here, find the highest common factor HCF of A and B in terms of X and Y. Mohammad Amir, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Switch on your camera and tell me, how will I find the HCF of this? Any idea?
सर कॉमन जो है वो लिस्ट कर दो.
तो कौन से कॉमन? कॉमन कौन सा?
सर 3y 3 is to the power of y.
Okay. बस काफी है मुझे इतना. Yes, Mohammed Amir. Are they enough?
No, sir.
और कोई है?
सर जरा confused हुई है to.
Sure, that's fine. Tell me, if I have 2 power 1 and 2 power 3, this is, let's say, number A, this is B. What should be the common prime factor? Should it be 2 power 1 or 2 power 3?
Sir 2 power 1.
2 power 1 is common in both the numbers, right? Okay, let's say I have another C and D. Number C and D, right? They have 3 power 3 and 3 power 7. Which is common between these two numbers, CD? 3 power 3 or 3 power 7?
So 3 power 3.
Okay, obviously the lower number, you know? Now looking at this, they are saying that X is not a negative integer. It is a positive one. So tell me, is this the bigger number or is this the bigger number?
Sir,
The one with
the first one.
First one, 2 power X minus 1. So that means the common in these two should be
2 power x minus 1.
exactly. Got it? And what about this one? Which is common? 3 power y or 3 power 2y?
3 power y.
There you go. That's for each here. Got it? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For LCM, you will be selecting not just 1 or 2 or the common. It is all prime factors of both numbers with their highest powers. Okay. Sarah, are you listening? Sarah? Yes, Sarah.
Yes, yes, sir.
Switch on your camera.
Yes, sir. Just
Shimil, मुझे बताओ, which one is bigger power in the one highlighted? Is it 2 power x minus 1 or 2 power x plus 3?
X plus 3.
So I will select this for LCM. Okay. Then, which one is higher power? 3 power 2y or 3 power y?
3 power 2y.
So I will select this for the LCM. And then, apart from these two were common. Are there any other prime factors in both these numbers?
No, sir.
Are there no prime factors in A and B? I'm not
5
saying
or 7.
5 and 7. They will also be selected because we have written all the prime factors with their highest powers. Is that clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Moving on. Question number 5, A part. Two companies move boxes. Company A charges 0.5 for each box plus a fixed fee of 125. Company B charges only a fixed fee of 350. Find the number of boxes moved by company A charges when company A charges the same as company B. So this is an important statement. They're saying that both the company charges the same amount. And company B charges only a fixed fee of 350. That means company A is charging how much? Yes. Is company A also charging 350? Yes or no? Yes or no?
yes.
Yes. So company A is also charging $350. But I have to figure out the number of boxes moved. So what I can do is I will reduce the fixed fee from this 350 and I can use this information that per box company A is charging $0.5. Okay. So first let's get rid of this fixed amount, which is 125. Okay. That will be 225. Now this 225 is the combination of all the boxes the company A is charging, right? So 225 divided by 0.5. What should it be? 450. Is that clear?
Yes.
The maximum mass of van can carry is 770 kg. The van carries boxes, each of mass 4 kg, correct to the nearest kilogram. So whenever they give you a unit of value next to nearest, that is your accuracy. 1 kg and error will be 0.5, half of the accuracy. So they're saying find the upper bound for the number of boxes this van can carry. So number of boxes, first make a formula and then use the upper and lower bounds. Okay. So number of boxes, that will be, find the upper bound for the number of boxes this van can carry. So that should be mass divided by the mass of box, right? Mass of van mass of van mass the van can carry divided by the mass of box. Right? This will give you the number of boxes this van can carry. Right? So now upper bound, whenever we need the upper bound, the numerator will, if it's the upper bound of number of boxes and the formula consists of a numerator and denominator, then the numerator should have a bigger value than the denominator. Okay. Numerator will consist of upper bound and the denominator will consist of a lower bound. If it's an upper bound required. So that means the upper bound, the maximum mass of a van can carry. They have already given us the upper bound for this. What is that? The maximum weight this van can carry is 770. That's already the upper bound of it. Divided by the mass of the box, the lower bound of mass of box, that will be 4 minus 0.5. Is that clear? 770 divided by 3.5, that will be 220. Next, a lorry contains boxes of 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. The ratio of boxes, number of boxes, small to medium is 2:7. The ratio of boxes, small to large, is 5:4. The lorry contains 72 boxes of large size. Find the total number of boxes in the lorry. So, it's a ratio. We can refer to 3 ratios over here. One is an overlapping ratio. Okay. So, small, medium, and large. 3 kinds of boxes. The first ratio given to us is 2:7. And there is no mention about the large. And the second ratio is given, that is small and large. So 5:4. Now you can see we have one ratio which is overlapping in both the statements. Which one is that? Small, medium, and large. Which one? Yes, Mohammed Amir? Can you figure out which ratio over here is overlapping? It has 2 values. Is it for the small boxes, medium, or large?
The small.
Yes. So in this case, what you have to do is you have to make a common ratio between these 3 boxes. How do you do that? You multiply this number with the opposite row. So I'm going to multiply this with this row. And then this value with the opposite row. So I'm going to multiply this with this row. Now we have a common ratio. We have 10 ratio 5 times 7, that is 35. And 2 times 4, that is 8. What should be the total ratio over here? The total of the ratio is 45 plus 8, that is 53. And the information they have given us is that 72 boxes of large size. So they have given us information about 72 boxes which are representing 8. Okay. So I'm writing boxes over here. No information is given for the small, no for medium, but they have given information that we have 72 boxes, large. So using this, I can figure out how many are the total number of boxes. So if 8 parts or 8 ratios are representing 72 boxes, then 53 must be representing, let's say, X boxes. So 53 times 72 divided by 8. Four 77. Next, question number 6. Sarah, your camera is switched off. Switch it on. Rafi, switch on your camera. Amar. Sarah, which is switch on your camera. I've been telling you again and again. This is the last warning. Okay, question number 6. Triangle A is mapped onto triangle P by translation 1, -3. Okay. So it's a translation. Translation means we have to move every point of that object in the same direction. So triangle A is mapped onto triangle P by translation. A onto P. If I label the vertices over it, let's say X, Y, and Z. That means this X, vertex X, will be moving 1 towards the right and 3 places downwards. Okay. So 1 towards the right and 3 places downwards. 1, 2, 3. Your X prime will be over here. This is X. Then Y prime. 1 to the right and 3 downwards over here. This is Y. The image of Y. Then the image of vertex Z will be 1 to the right and 3 downwards. Z prime. Just join it like this. That's your triangle P. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So for this one, we can clearly see that the size of the shape has changed. The size of the object has changed. And which one is the object and which one is the image, so that you don't mess up the scale factor. This is the object and this is the image. A onto B. A is going towards B, like A have been transformed to B. So for this, there is only one kind of transformation in which the size will change, that is enlargement. Okay. Then one mark for this. With the center, we have to find the center of enlargement. That you can find by joining the corresponding vertices. So let's say this and this. And then this and this. Any two corresponding vertices. अगर आप लोगों ने तीसरी भी लिंक करनी है, that is your choice, but that's a waste of time. Okay, yes, is my last. Ismail asked.
हाँ, तो आ रही है।
Yes, अब आ रही है, बताओ।
अरे इनलार्जमेंट तो नहीं लिखेंगे ना?
क्यों, क्या लिखेंगे?
रीसाइजिंग।
नहीं, मुझे इसको आप, ये दोनों एक ही उसके नाम है, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के नाम है, ठीक है।
सर लेकिन वो इनलार्ज नहीं हो रहा।
दैट्स फाइन, उसको कहते हैं ये लोग इनलार्जमेंट नहीं है। इनलार्जमेंट के अंदर दे द ऑब्जेक्ट कैन श्रिंक एज वेल, ओके। Resizing is another word for that. So, and scale factor कैसे पता चलेगा? Image or object, length, dimension, कोई भी corresponding sides होनी चाहिए. So, scale factor will be image, length or object. For example, I am selecting this over here. Sorry, image is this. See, you can always get confused with this. This is the image length, that is one. And I'll have to select the base then, right? उसकी मैं height नहीं select कर सकता, corresponding sides होनी चाहिए. So this will be 2. So scale factor is 1/2. If for instance you ignore this, फिर क्या होगा? If you think कि अच्छा वो दूसरा ऑब्जेक्ट है, ये इमेज है, तो फिर आपका स्केल फैक्टर गलत हो जाएगा, वो 2/1 हो जाएगा, which will be wrong. अच्छा, one more thing, the scale factor is 1/2, and there is one last thing. Is the center in the center of enlargement between the object and the image? Is the center of enlargement between the object and the image? Yes or no? Yes, Shimon? Rafi? Is it between the object and the image? Mohammed Amir? Yes, Mohammed Amir? Is it between the object and the image, center of enlargement?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So even if you have a positive scale factor, it should be negative. Okay. Obviously, आप जब sides को divide करोगे, you won't get a negative value, right? But when the center of enlargement is between the object and the image, your scale factor will be a negative. This negative indicates कि आपका जो object का size है वो छोटा हुआ है, बड़ा नहीं. Okay. Now C part. Transformation M is a reflection in line Y is equal to -1. Transformation R is a rotation 90 degrees clockwise about 1, 1. Rm times B is equal to Q. अच्छा, तो ये it could have been solved using matrices as well, which is not part of the syllabus, and we can use just the statement over here to reflect it as well, transform it as well, and draw triangle Q. How do we do that? First, I have to look at this. Transformation M is a reflection in the line y is equal to -1. Now, which triangle are we transforming? We are transforming, यहाँ पे देखो, A और B में से कौन सा mention किया हुआ है? They have mentioned B over here. B is being transformed. Okay. So B को हमने transform करना है. पहले उसने क्या करा? Reflection in the line y is equal to -1. Where is the line y is equal to -1? This one. So I will reflect triangle B like this. And let me label the vertices as well. Let's say this is P, this is Q, this was R. So our P prime will be how many places? It is 4 boxes from the line of reflection. So that means it will be 4 boxes over here. So here हमारे पास P prime. Then for Q prime, it is 2 boxes, so 2 boxes. Then R prime 2 boxes, so 2 boxes. This is how you reflected triangle B in the line y is equal to -1. ये आपकी reflection. Okay. Now they're saying transformation R is a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise about 1 and 1. So 90 degrees clockwise rotation है. After this, इसका मतलब है हम लोगों ने इसको 90 degrees clockwise around the center 1 and 1 rotate करना है, and then we have to draw the triangle Q. This is the center of. So if you people remember the steps, 90 degrees clockwise. That means you have to rotate your paper to this direction once. Okay. So let me paste it. I have to move this in this direction once, like this. आप लोगों को नजर इस तरह आना चाहिए. I'm going to zoom in. Wait. Okay. So now that your paper is rotated, do not force your reading. आपका ये वाला side जो है ये upside है. This is the down. This is to the right, and this is towards the left. So from the center of rotation, which is 1 on 1, I have to move towards this triangle. Okay. How do I move that? From the center, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes to the left and 3 boxes upwards, and I'll land at Q. Okay. So -4 and 3. Q is -4 and 3. Where is P? That should be -4, 5, 6. P is -6. And 3 upwards. And R is -4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. See? -4, +4. That is your R. Okay. ये आपने points note down कर देने. Yes, Ismail, ask.
डायरेक्टली बना सकते हैं कि रिफ्लेक्शन दिखानी है पहले?
Can't hear you. ऊंचा.
सर अब आ रही है?
Yes, बताओ.
सर मैं कह रहा था कि रिफ्लेक्शन दिखाना जरूरी है या फिर आप बना सकते हो वैसे ही?
अच्छा 3 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है, मर्जी आपकी. नहीं चाहिए 1 मार्क्स? हाँ, चाहिए कि नहीं?
चाहिए.
Yes. So draw it. Okay. Now, this over here. अब obviously when you rotate your paper, आपको वो triangle इस तरह नजर आएगा. And when you bring back your paper, you have to mark these from the center of rotation. Okay. Do remember, आपकी direction यही है. Do not force it. Up, down, right, left. Okay. Now, जो हमने mark किया था, that was 6 to the left and 3 upwards. So 6 to the left, 6 to the left and 3 upwards. आपका जो P, इसको मैं डबल डैश कर देता हूं बिकॉज ये 2 दफा ट्रांसफॉर्म हो गया इधर. Then Q will be -4 and 3. So -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to the left and 3 upwards. That will be Q. Again, I'll put 2 dashes over here because this is representing a transformation twice. Okay. R, 4 to the left and 4 upwards. So this is your triangle Q. ये आपकी triangle Q. Is that clear? Any questions? Okay. Moving on. Let's move on. Question number 7. Okay. Question 7. The cuboid has a dimension of this. The volume of the cuboid is this. Calculate the height. Okay, so हमने सिर्फ volume is equal to base area times height. So dimensions उन्होंने हमें दी हुई हैं, base area times height. And volume भी given है 480. Just rearrange it. H is equal to 480 divided by this. It should be 8. Next, B part. ABCDE is a pentagon. AE is parallel to BD. Mohammed Amir, switch on your camera. Rafe, Shumil, Sarah. Okay. A is parallel to BD. So this makes it a trapezium, right? And the angles are given, the lengths are given. Calculate BAE. This angle over here, BAE. The angle which comes. Now to figure this angle out, I can do one thing, that is, if I make a line like this, any line between a perpendicular line between two parallel lines of a trapezium is called the height. This one, 90 degrees. Okay. So that means this is also 8. That is 8. This is also 8. And as I mentioned, it's a perpendicular distance. Right? Now, if this whole length was 21, this whole length was 21. Out of it, this portion is 16. That makes this portion as 5. So you have a triangle with the base and the height. All you have to do is find an angle. So you can use trigonometric ratios. So, yes, some people have curly brown hair through proper question. And we can see that this is opposite over adjacent, yeah, perpendicular over base, so tan will be applied. Right? Tan BAE is equal to 8 over 5. So BAE is tan inverse of 8 over 5. What do we get? Answer over here is 7.9. Next. Second. The area of pentagon is this much. Calculate the length means. So let me copy this. Area of the pentagon is 2. Calculate the length. Okay. Now, show proper steps. It's a 5-mark question. Right? Now, let me make a statement. Whenever you are dealing with the 5 markers like this, it's better for you to make a statement so that you understand what is happening. This 5-sided shape is made out of 2 shapes. Can you name them? Shimal, switch on your camera. I won't ask again. Sarah, I don't want to see anything like that. I need to see your screen. Yes, Shimal, tell me, this shape A, B, C, D, E is made up of how many shapes?
3.
Which one?
2 ट्रायंगल है, 1 रेक्टेंगल है.
So you can either say that there are 2 triangles and 1 rectangle, or you can say that this is a triangle and this is a trapezium. Can I say that?
Yes, sir.
So first, let's split that information. Area of trapezium. ABD. And if I add the area of triangle, BCD, then I can get the area of pentagon, right? So they have already given us this area of pentagon. All we have to do is we have to find the area of, the length of this. So for that, area of trapezium, 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides, 16 plus 21, times the height, the perpendicular distance between these two sides, plus area of triangle BCD. Because we are dealing with the non-right angle triangle, I can use the formula. And whenever you can't figure out the height, then you can use this formula. 1 by 2, AB. AB are the two sides next to the given angle, या missing angle. So angle कौन सा given है 65, उसके right पे कौन सी side है 16, उसके left पे कौन सी side है, that is BC, times sine of the angle in the center. So work out, you can make BC over here the subject and figure out the answer. So 200 is equal to this will be 737 times 4, 148 plus which should be sine 65 times 8, 7.25. So BC times 7.25. Now 200, 52, and 52 divided by 7.25. We have 7.17. That's your next question number 8. Complete the table for this. So the given value over here is 6.4. All you had to do was plug in the value of 5 over here. 2 power 5 divided by 5, you should get 6.4. Yes, Ismail, ask.
आंसर एक बार दोबारा दिखा दें.
That's what? Okay. So let's draw this graph as well. When x is 0, y is 0.2. So over here, when x is 1, 0.4. 2, 0.8. It's an exponential graph, so you should know कि आपकी shape कैसे बनी. 3, 1.6. 4, 3.2. Okay. 5 and 6.4. So this is the curve you should be getting, an exponential curve. Now you can rotate your paper according to your choice so that you can draw the curve as smooth as possible. I can see I can fix this region. Let's fix this. Now, what are they asking? Third part is saying 2 power x plus 3 is equal to 5. So that 2 power x is equal to 5 is equal to 5 by 2. Now, for this one, we have to show that 2 power x is equal to 5 is equal to 5. Now, what can we do with this? I have a power over here. Okay. I have a power over here, which are being added. So if I split them, according to a law of indices, for example, if I do 2 power 1 times 2 power or 2.2 times 2 power 7, what should happen to the powers? What should happen to the power?
Sir, they add.
They add. So if we have a statement like this, can I convert it back like this? No. So I can write 2 power x plus 3 as 2 power x times 2 power 3. Okay. 2 power x times 2 power 3 is equal to 100. Now I have to match this over here, this statement. Now I can see 2 power x, but I can't see it is being divided by 5. So how about we divide the whole equation by 5? So 2 power x over 5 times 8 is equal to 100 over 5. It's the same case, equation of graph, equation of line, comparison equation. It's the same case. You can, we are making the changes in the comparison equation, okay, to match it with this equation of graph. Now, we have 2 power x over 5 is equal to, this should be 100 over 8 times 5. 8 will be divided over there. There is already a number 5. So that is why that becomes 40. 2 power x is equal to 100 over 40. I can get simplified. 0, 0, 2 times 5, 2 times 2. So there you go. We have 2 power x over 5, which is equal to 5 by 2. Okay. So whenever information is given to you, and if you can expand, simplify, split, always do that. Over here, this is what we did. We splitted this power into 2 different, okay, and we were able to figure out the solution. Now, by drawing the suitable line on the grid, solve this. Okay, you already have matched. Let me write it down so you don't get confused. Equation of graph, equation of line, and comparison. Now, equation of graph was y is equal to the one you drew the graph for, 2 power x over 5. Equation of line, there is no linear equation you can see over here. Okay, so this is missing. Comparison equation is another equation other than the linear equation that is over here. And we showed in the previous part that this can be written like this as well, right? So I can write this as 2 power x over 5 is equal to 5 by 2. Now it's the same case. I have to match the left-hand side of comparison equation with the right-hand side of the equation of graph. It's already matched. So I can replace it with y. So this becomes y is equal to 5 by 2 or 2.5. That means we have to draw a line at 2.5. Draw a line at 2.5, a horizontal line at 2.5, and see where are the solutions. Right? To solve it, I have to see where the lines and the curve are intersecting. 2.5. So this is the point where the graph is intersecting. Let's say this is 3.7. So your answer is acceptable within this range, 3.5 to 3.8. Thoda sa aage piche ho, that's fine. You can always round it up, round it down. 3.5 to 3.8. B part. This is a sketch of a graph. The graph crosses x-axis at integer values, x. They are integer values, right? Not in decimal. Find the value of x and the value of y. Now, whenever we are dealing with a quadratic, we have this as the general form of quadratic equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c. In which this a, the coefficient of x squared, will tell us about the shape of the graph. Okay, this will determine the shape of the graph. If it's moved upwards or downwards, right? And this over here will tell us the y-intercept. Y-intercept, right? Now they're saying this is a sketch of the graph y is equal to, and we can see that we have the coefficient of x square as negative. That is why it's downward facing. Okay. So let me rearrange it. Y is equal to minus x squared plus bx plus. What is the value of a over here? Directly, you can just look at it, and that is your y-intercept. 7. Where the graph is cutting the y-axis, that's 7. Now, the other thing about it is, I have to figure out the value of b. How do we do that? Now, as we have one value, y is equal to minus x squared plus bx plus 7. Whenever we are dealing with such kind of, it's a quadratic equation, right? It's a quadratic equation. And this b is more related to the roots, these 2 points. What should be the value of x, y over here? Now pe y ki value kya hoga? What should be the value of y?
Sir, 0.
0. So I will write it as minus x squared plus bx plus 7 is equal to 0. Okay. Now tell me, if I want to solve it using the middle term breaking, I need a product. What should be the product? What should be the product?
Sir, minus 7.
Minus 7. What should be the sum? Do we have any value? No? You know? We just know that it should be positive. Can I say that? It should be positive, right? Now, obviously, when you are finding two factors of the product, is it possible to have more than two factors of 7? 7 is a prime number. How many factors do you have over there? Yes?
So 2.
2. Okay. And we need the sum to be positive. So that means the bigger value will be positive, the smaller value will be negative. So -1 times 7 and -1 plus 7. Is that clear? Right? So I can use it over here, minus x squared minus 1x plus 7x plus 7, 0. What do we get? Minus x squared plus 6x plus 6. And you can figure out what is the value of b now. Yes, Bachu, what is the value of b?
6.
Yes, there you go. Okay. Next. Question number 9. So we have, I guess, 2 more questions. Let's do that quickly. Find there is much of the information given over here. 3 ports. The bearing of B from port A is 107. The bearing of B from port A, that means we have to look at the north of port A, and this is what is required. This is 107. From the north of A till this line. Okay, then the bearing of port C from port A. So again, from the north of port A, I have to move in a clockwise direction till I reach this line C. And what angle have they given us over here? It's 190. 190. This full length. Obviously, I can find this angle over here. If that is 107, then this must be 192 minus 107, which is 85. Now they're saying find the bearing of A from B. A from B. That means हमारा north कहाँ पे बनेगा? We should have make the north. At which point?
Is it on B?
At B. Good. So I'll make the north at B and move in a clockwise direction till I reach this line. So that means this is the bearing which is required. Okay. For that, I can use this information. This north is parallel to this north. So that makes, you can see it's a C shape being formed like this. So that makes these 2 angles supplementary angles. That means they add up to 180 degrees. So if that is 107, this must be 73 degrees. And you can figure out the bearing. That should be 360, sorry, minus 73, which is 287. 287. Okay, calculate BC over here. Now there is no line drawn from B towards C. I'm just going to draw a line like this. This over here. And it makes a non-right angle triangle. Now what is given to us in this non-right angle triangle? We have 2 sides. We have an angle in between. So that sits perfectly on the condition for cosine rule. Side angle side. I can use cosine rule. So the missing angle BC square is equal to the 2 other sides, 176 square plus 132 square minus 2 times the same 2 sides, 176 times 132. Cos of angle in between. Okay. So work it out. Should be BC. Add them. 132 square plus 176 square. It's 48,400. Minus this should be 2 times 132 times 176 times cos of 85. We have 4049.6044. Okay. BC over here should be this answer under root of it, and the answer is 210.6 kilometers. So you can give your answer to 3 significant figures, that's 211, or you can keep it like this. C part, board B leaves. Let me copy that diagram. So they're saying board B leaves board B at 10. At 10 a.m., board B leaves the port B at 10 a.m. So let's say this is the boat and it leaves port B. And where is it heading? To A or C? It sails directly to A. Okay. Port B, 10 a.m. And at an average speed of 48 kilometers per hour. So speed is 48 kilometers. Port C leaves port C at 10:15 a.m. and it sails to port A. There is port C. It sails again towards A. Okay. And what is the time? 10:15. And arrive there 7 minutes before port B. So let's say the time this is taking is X to reach. Then the time for this one should be X minus 7 because it's reaching 7 minutes earlier, right? But the issue is we have to answer in kilometer per hour, right? So this is a very common mistake. It shouldn't be 7. And also we have to keep in mind this time difference. It is leaving at 10:15. This one was leaving at 10. So what is the time difference? It's 15 and 7. So total time difference is 15 minutes because of this and this, and plus 7 because it's arriving early. So in total, it's 22 minutes. Now, 22 minutes, we divide it by 60 to get the time in hours, 0.367. That means the time of boat B minus 0.367. That should be the time for boat C. Is that clear? Yes or no? How much is that clear?
Yes.
Solved? Okay, got it. So they are saying find the average speed of boat C in kilometer per hour. The average speed of boat C in kilometer per hour. So I have the information over here for, I don't have the average speed. I don't have the time for boat C. but I have the time, the distance. For board B, I have the distance, I have the speed, so I can easily figure out the time. So time for board B is distance over speed. So the distance is 176 divided by the speed, or 48. So 176 divided by 48, it's 3.67 hours. Now that we have the value of x, that was the value of x. X is equal to 3.67 hours. I can use that for this time. So the time for board C to arrive there will be 3.67 minus 0.367. What do we get? 3.303 hours. And I can figure out the speed of board C. That would be distance 132 over time 3.303. This gives us 39.96. That's your speed. So you can always round it off three significant figures, or you can write it as it is, 39.96. Okay. Next, question number 10. And then we have how many questions? The last one. Okay, that's fine. So let's do this quickly over here. We have to make find the value of P when R is 10. So P when R is 10 and T is 9. So let's first rearrange this. Or I can use just the values over here. This would be 10 is equal to 4P plus 3 times minus 2 over 2. So this would be 20 is equal to 4P minus 6. So 4P is equal to 26 and 26
6.5.
6.5. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, B part. The diagram shows a quadrilateral. Form an equation in W to solve it and find the size of the largest angle in the quadrilateral. Largest angle in the quadrilateral. And if we are dealing with a quadrilateral, the sum of interior angles can be figured out. Sum of interior angles can be figured out using this formula. So we have 4 sides. So 2 into 180, that is 360. So the sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360. If I add all these up, W plus 2W plus W plus 10 plus W minus 15, all these should add up to 360. Okay? So this would be 3, 4, 5 Ws plus, minus 5. So W should be 355 divided by 5, that is 73. Okay. So the largest angle over here is the one you can see over here, and that will be times W. So how many times W? 2 times.
146.
Good. 146. Show the steps. It's a 4-mark question. Do not skip the steps. Okay, working के marks होते हैं आपके, so do not skip the steps. Now this one, simplify. Either you can solve it separately, like a numerator and denominator. Okay, so let's split, solve it over here. This should be 2k squared minus 5k minus 3. This should be the product sum, because we are dealing with 3. So the product should be minus 6, the first and the last value, minus 5. So now we need two numbers, which when we multiply becomes minus 6, and when we add, it becomes minus 5. So minus 6 times 1, minus 6 plus 1. This qualifies to split the 5k. So 2k squared minus 6k plus k minus 3. So 2 and k is common. K minus 6 minus 3 plus 1, k minus 3. 2k plus 1 and k minus 3. I've solved the numerator. Now let's solve the denominator. For the denominator, I can see that there are two perfect squares. If there are two perfect squares and a negative sign like this, it will always end up like a plus b and a minus. So k is a square of k square is a square of k, and 9 is a square of 3. So I'm just going to put them in a bracket. One with a positive, one with a negative, because I applied the identity, right? When you apply the identity, it will be k plus 3 and k minus 3. So now I can put the numerator and the denominator. And see, because the terms are being multiplied and divided, I can simply cancel this out. When they are added or subtracted, you can't just cancel them out like this. Okay, solve this, show all your working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. How many marks? 6 mark question. Okay. So first of all, let's make the denominator same. That will be x plus 3 and x minus 2 is equal to 1. Now this 2 times x minus 2 plus 5 times x plus 3. Now let's solve both the numerators and denominator, because we have to find the solution of it. Had it been an expression, I could have left it like this. But we are dealing with an equation. And this should be x squared. If I take it to the other side, I'm taking all these brackets to the other side and solving it. So x times x squared, x times minus 2x, and plus 3 and so positive 3x minus x. Okay, now we have grouped the like terms. So x squared minus plus x. Okay, let me just group them so that you don't get confused. And I'm taking all the other to the right side. Minus 2x, minus 5x, everything to the right side. Let's become positive. Minus 6 plus 4 and minus 15. We have x squared. Minus 4 minus 9x. So minus 6x. Then 15 minus 21 plus 4 minus 17. And I have to solve this using quadratic formula. What is the quadratic formula? The quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Whenever they are referring to decimal places, a significant figure वगैरह इस तरह, you can use the quadratic formula. Okay, you will be stuck with the middle term breaking. You can't figure out that easy. Okay, so over here if I write the general form of quadratic equation, I can figure out what is the value of A. A is 1, B is -6, and C is -17. And I can use these values into the formula. What is the formula saying? X is equal to minus 6. Use brackets so you don't get confused yourself. Plus minus under root -6 whole square -4 times 1 times C. So the negative and negative will become positive. Just be careful with this. 2 times A. That is 1. Okay. Another step which you can show is, because it's a 6-mark question, solve whatever is within this root. Okay. So what should that be? 36. Okay. So I can write it as x is equal to -1 minus 6. We have a positive 6 plus under root of 104 divided by 2, or 6 minus under root 104 by 2.
8.099 and negative 2.099.
Okay, but tell me the answer. इसका आंसर होना क्या चाहिए? Yes. क्या लिखा हुआ है?
2 decimal place.
So tell me the final answer.
2.09, negative 2.09 and 8.09.
What is the decimal after 9?
9.
So that makes it 10, right? So we have minus 2.10 and 8.10. That's your answer. If you get this wrong, your 1 mark will be deducted. Okay. Question number 11, the last question. On any day in January, the probability that temperature at a weather station is above 14 degrees is 0.35. There are 31 days in January. Find the number of days in January when you would expect the temperature to be above 14 degrees. So they have given us the probability and the number of days. So how many number of days in January would be expected? That can be figured out. Number of days. Whenever they ask you about number of times and number of days, number of things, and they have given you the probability, you just multiply the probability. In this case, with the total number of days. So that should be 0.35 times 31. It is expected to be raining how much? 10.85. So both the answers are correct. Those who are writing 10 or 11 in the marking scheme, they have marked it correct. The temperature on 2 consecutive days in January is recorded. Complete the diagram, the tree diagram. So we have discussed before that this kind of branch will always total to 1. This, all these will total to 1. Okay. Each. So 0.35, 1 minus 0.35, that is 0.65. Then second day, it's again 0.35. So 0.65. Okay. So the probability remains the same. Again, 0.35, 0.65. Now, find the probability that the temperature is above 14 degrees on both days. So the first one, and the probability is that temperature is above 14 degrees. And the second one is also above 14 degrees. The first one above 14 degrees, that is 0.35. And the second one is also above. On both days, again 0. So we have 0.1225. Find the probability that the temperature is above 14 degrees on only one of these 2 days. So they have put a condition over there that, for example, the first day, the temperature is above 14 degrees. Then on the second day, it cannot be above 14 degrees. It must be below 14 degrees. Less than 14. Okay. Or what can happen is that the first day, the temperature is less than 14 degrees. Less than 14 degrees. And the second day, the temperature is greater than 14 degrees. So, आपके पास दो conditions. So, we have greater than 14 degrees, 0.35. And the second is below 0.65. One is this condition, or means we have dependent less than 14, 0.65 times greater than 14, 0.35. So these are dependent events. That is why they are added together. Either this can happen over here, or this can happen. So that is why we add them. The answer, what is written over here, it's 0.455. Okay. Then B part. In a group of 14 children, 8 wears red t-shirts, 1 wears green t-shirt, 5 wears blue t-shirts. 2 children are chosen at random. Find the probability that they wear different color t-shirts. Now, no tree diagram is given to us. There are 3 colors, and the probability that they are choosing 2 children at random, right? So if I make a list, for red we have 8, for green we have 1, for blue we have 5, and the total will be 14. Now, if I try selecting different colors, we have a lot of combinations. It can be red, green. It can be red, blue. It can be blue, green, red, right? A lot of possibilities we have. So rather than doing that, why not we figure out the probability of same color? Different color, we have a lot of probabilities. So we have another way of doing it. Rather than selecting all those, we find the probability of same color. For that, we have limited combination. How do we do that? That the first one chosen at random is the red, and the second one chosen at random is also a red. The probability of red and red, or probability of blue and blue, or probability of green and green. Now let's see. The first one, probability of red and red, that will be 8 out of 14. Now, once this one is selected, that means for the other probability, we have 7 left and 13 left. So 7 by 30. Then probability of blue and blue. So 1 is taken out. Sorry, that will be 5 by 14. Yes. Now 1 is taken out for blue. We are 4 left. And 1 is taken out from total. We have 13. Obviously, when you take out from the colors, the total will automatically reduce. So we have 4 by 13. Right? Or for green, we have 1 by 40. And second one, it cannot be, it becomes 0, right? So we have 0 over 30. So this whole bracket becomes 0. So that we have 56 by 14 times 13, that is 182 plus 20 over 182 plus a 0. So this is the probability of same color. That is 76 over 180. If you want to figure out the probability of a different color, you can subtract it from 1, which is the total probability. Probability, maximum probability क्या होती है? 1 minus probability of the same color. One minus 76 by 1. So we have 0.58. Got it? That was your paper. Any questions?
सर ये कौन सा पास्ट पेपर के लाइक कौन सा ईयर का पास्ट पेपर है?
Yeah, right.
ओके
Got it?
यस
So that was it. Allah Hafiz.
अल्लाह हाफिज़.